The 3rd of August 1944, Normandy countryside, near Mortaine, 14:32 hours. Inside the cramped turret of a Panther tank, Hauptmann Klaus Zimmermann watches through his commander's cupola as American Shermans advance across the wheat field. 500 meters. Easy prey. His gunner, Otto Kleist, already has the lead Sherman in his sights. Look at these amateurs, Zimmermann laughs, pointing at one Sherman with small mirrors welded around the turret. They've attached their girlfriend's makeup mirrors to their tank. Perhaps they want to look pretty while dying. His loader, Franz Mueller, peers through the vision slit and chuckles. Americans and their gadgets. First they weld bed frames for armor, now beauty mirrors. What's next? Doorbells. Otto adjusts his aim. That leads Sherman with mirrors everywhere. I count 6, 7, 8 little mirrors glued around turret. Driver probably got tired of not seeing his face before dying. Zimmermann lights a cigarette inside the turret. Violation of regulations, but who cares? Standard engagement. We'll destroy lead Sherman first. Watch those mirrors shatter with the turret. Should be artistic. 500 meters. Panther's 75mm KWK-42 gun can penetrate Sherman frontal armor at 2,000 meters. This is execution, not combat. In that lead Sherman, Private First Class Danny Morrison from Iowa adjusts one of his 8 mirrors, each positioned precisely, each angle calculated through 3 months of trial and error. The crew calls it Morrison's Funhouse, mockingly, but Morrison sees everything: commander, gunner, driver positions, all visible from his loader's position through mirror reflections. Morrison spots the Panther's muzzle flash in mirror number 3, calls out, "Incoming, Panther, 2 o'clock, 500 meters." Before Zimmermann's shell arrives, Morrison has already loaded armor-piercing round, communicated range to gunner through mirror signals, and prepared second shell. What the Germans didn't know was that this farm boy from Iowa had just solved the Sherman's deadliest weakness: crew coordination speed. His stupid mirrors were about to turn the hunter into the hunted. Fort Knox, Kentucky, February 1944. 5 months earlier, Danny Morrison sits in latrine stall, only quiet place on base. He's writing another letter to his father, explaining why Sherman crews die so quickly. Not because German tanks are invincible, because Sherman crews can't see what each other sees, can't coordinate fast enough. Inside Sherman turret, loader faces rear. "Can't see targets!" Commander shouts orders, but words get lost in engine noise. Cannon blast. Gunner tunnel visions through sight. Driver sees only forward through periscope, everyone blind to what others observe. German tanks? Commander has panoramic cupola, sees everything, communicates instantly. Crew works like machine. Sherman crew works like 5 blind men describing elephant. Morrison's father sends package. Inside, 8 small mirrors from mother's destroyed vanity table. Note says, "Store was bombed, saved these. Maybe useful?" Morrison stares at mirrors. Childhood memory surfaces. Playing with mirrors in barn, bouncing sunlight, seeing around corners, crazy idea forms. He approaches tank commander, Sergeant Mike Rodriguez. "Sarge, what if loader could see what you see without turning around?" Rodriguez busy with paperwork. "Morrison, we've got real problems. Don't need farm boy innovations." Morrison persists. Steals tube of aircraft adhesive. Starts gluing mirrors inside turret during maintenance. Crew mocks him relentlessly. Gunner Tommy Patterson. Morrison's building beauty salon in turret. Driver Eddie Kowalski. Maybe he misses his reflection. But Morrison continues. Each mirror positioned to reflect specific view. Mirror 1, commander's view forward. Mirror 2, gunner's sight picture. Mirror 3, driver's periscope. Mirror 4 through 8, blind spots around tank. First training exercise with mirrors. Disaster. Morrison gets dizzy from multiple reflections. Loads wrong ammunition type. Drops, shells. Hits head on turret ring following mirror instead of hands. Crew scores worst in battalion. Lieutenant Harrison inspects tank, sees mirrors. Explodes. "What is this carnival funhouse? You've defaced government property. Mirrors create reflection. Give away position. Remove immediately." Morrison pleads for one more chance. "Sir, I can see everything now. Just need practice." "Private, you'll see stockade if these aren't removed by morning." That night, Morrison practices alone, 4 hours, loading shells using only mirror reflections, training peripheral vision to process multiple images simultaneously, brain adapting to reversed images, interpreting angles. Dawn, mirrors still installed, Morrison hasn't removed them, court-martial offense, but something clicked during night practice. He can track commander's targets in mirror while loading, see gunner's aim point while pulling shells, coordinate without words. Nobody imagined that this insubordinate private had just discovered the solution to Sherman's greatest tactical weakness, reaction time. The 6th of June, 1944, D-Day, Omaha Beach. Morrison's Sherman lands in second wave, mirrors still installed. Lieutenant Harrison too busy to notice. Survival takes precedence over regulations. Beach exit. First encounter with German armor. Panzer IV, hidden in hedgerow, opens fire on lead Sherman, destroyed instantly. Morrison's tank next. But Morrison sees muzzle flash in mirror 4, calls out position before commander spots it. Already loading armor piercing. Gunner traverses based on Morrison's call. 3 seconds from contact to return fire. Record speed. Sherman's 75mm round bounces off Panzer's frontal armor, but Morrison already has second round loaded. Calls adjustment from mirror observation. Second shot hits turret ring. Panzer disabled. Normal engagement, 15 to 20 seconds from contact to accurate return fire. Morrison's system, 6 seconds. But crew still skeptical. Could be luck. June 8. Inland from beach. Convoy ambushed by 2 Stug 3 assault guns. Morrison spots both in mirrors before commander. Calls out both positions simultaneously. Loads high explosive for infantry support around first Stug, then immediately armor-piercing for second Stug. Gunner engages both in 12 seconds. One destroyed, one retreating. Sergeant Rodriguez finally notices. Morrison, calling targets commander hasn't seen yet. Loading correct ammunition before ordered. Tracking multiple threats simultaneously. Morrison, how are you seeing these targets? Mirrors, Sarge. I see what you see. What Patterson sees, what everyone sees, all at once. Rodriguez studies mirror array. Crude, glue dripping, some mirrors cracked. But Morrison tracks his finger movement in reflections perfectly, calls out angles. This is either genius or insanity. July 1944, Normandy hedgerows. Word spreads about Morrison's mirrors. Other crews try copying, most fail, can't process multiple reversed images, get confused, load wrong shells, communicate incorrectly. But Morrison refines system, develops standardized positions. Mirror 1 always reflects commander's 12 o'clock. Mirror 2 always shows gunner's sight, creates training guide with drawings. First Sherman crew, fully trained on Morrison system, goes into combat July 15, engages Panther tank at 600 meters. Normal Sherman needs 4 to 5 shots to achieve hit on moving Panther. Morrison-trained crew hits on second shot. Elapsed time, 8 seconds. German tank crews notice change. Americans reacting faster. Returning fire before Germans fully acquire target. Hit probability increasing. Panzer commander's diary, captured later. American tanks reacting impossibly fast, as if they have eyes everywhere. Engagement time cut in half. Some kind of new equipment. The 3rd of August 1944. The encounter that changes everything. 5 Shermans with Morrison mirror systems face 3 Panthers near Mortaine. Germans have every advantage. Superior armor, superior gun. Superior position. Engagement begins. Hauptmann Zimmermann fires at Morrison's Sherman. Morrison sees muzzle flash in 3 mirrors simultaneously. Calls out, Panther, 2 o'clock, 500 meters, traversing left. Shell impacts. Bounces off angled armor. Morrison already has armor piercing loaded. Gunner fires based on Morrison's mirror-guided adjustment. Hits Panther's mantlet. No penetration but damages optics. Zimmermann shocked. Return fire in 4 seconds? Impossible. Orders driver to relocate. But Morrison tracks Panther in mirrors while loading, calls out new position before tank stops. Panther, displacing to tree line, heading 340. Second Sherman, also mirror-equipped, already traversing to intercept. Fires as Panther emerges. Direct hit on side armor, Panther burning. 2 remaining Panthers concentrate fire. But 5 Shermans with mirror systems create coordinated response. Each loader, seeing all angles, calling targets, coordinating fire. German commanders overwhelmed by response speed. Normal tank engagement, sequential. Tank fires, adjusts, fires again. Linear process. Mirror system engagement, parallel processing. Loader processes visual data while loading. Gunner receives pre-calculated adjustments. Commander freed from micromanaging. Efficiency multiplied. In 4 minutes, 3 Panthers destroyed. No Shermans lost. Germans expecting easy victory face coordinated pack response. Surviving German radio intercept. Americans have new targeting system. Impossible reaction speed. Withdraw immediately. August-September 1944. The mirror revolution spreads. Third Army maintenance units begin mass-producing mirror kits. Not pretty, not regulation, but effective. Patton himself inspects Morrison's tank, calls it ugliest innovation that wins. Statistics tell story. Pre-mirror Sherman versus Panther engagement. 4.2 Shermans lost per Panther killed. Post-mirror engagement. 1.3 Shermans lost per Panther killed. Average engagement time reduced from 18 seconds to 6 seconds. First round hit probability increased 340%. German tank ace Michael Wittmann's last radio transmission before death. Americans fighting differently. Every Sherman sees everything. No blind spots, no delay. Like fighting tank with 100 eyes. September 1944. Morrison invited to demonstrate system to Eisenhower. Eisenhower watches Morrison track 12 targets simultaneously in mirrors, calling out positions, ranges, ammunition types. Never looks away from loading position. Son, how many things can you see at once? All of them, General. Mirrors don't lie. German prisoners interviewed about American tactics consistently mention Spiegelpanzer, mirror tanks, describe supernatural awareness, impossible coordination. SS Panzer commander. We stopped hunting Shermans. They started hunting us. Those mirrors. Driver would see us. Loader would know before commander spoke. Gun already turning. Like fighting ghosts that see everything. The mirror system represented paradigm shift in armored warfare. Germans built superior individual tanks, perfect machines, elite crews, quality over quantity. Americans took inferior tank, added $8 worth of mirrors, created information superiority. Quantity became quality through coordination. German tank fought as single entity. Commander's vision was tank's vision. Mirror-equipped Sherman fought as hive mind. 5 sets of eyes becoming one. Parallel processing versus linear processing. General Heinz Guderian, reviewing post-war. Americans won tank war not with better tanks but better information flow. Those mirrors turned Sherman weakness into strength. We never adapted because we never understood. We kept building better tanks. They built better systems. The innovation went beyond tanks. Mirror principle adopted everywhere. Aircraft used mirrors for blind spot coverage. Ships installed mirror systems in turrets. Infantry developed periscope mirrors. But deeper lesson. Innovation doesn't require technology, requires perspective. 8 broken mirrors from bombed vanity table defeated finest engineering of Third Reich. November 1944. Danny Morrison promoted to sergeant, assigned to train crews in mirror system. German intelligence report. Morrison mirror system standard in American armored units. Countermeasures impossible. Recommend avoiding tank engagement unless 3-to-1 numerical superiority. But German tanks increasingly rare. American production overwhelming. And every Sherman now has eyes everywhere. March 1945. Morrison's unit reaches Rhine. Original Sherman still operational. Mirrors cracked, clouded, some missing. But crew won't replace them. Superstition. These specific mirrors kept them alive. Final tank battle Morrison participates in. 2 King Tigers, heaviest tanks ever built, against 6 Shermans. King Tigers have everything. Armor Sherman can't penetrate. Gun that kills at 2 miles. Elite crew. But Shermans have mirrors. And mirrors see King Tiger, weakness, speed, can't traverse turret fast enough to track 6 coordinated Shermans. Morrison coordinates through mirrors, calls out King Tiger turret position to all 6 tanks simultaneously, creates targeting solution while loading. Shermans attack from 6 angles. King Tigers can't respond to coordinated assault. Overwhelmed by information superiority, both destroyed in 3 minutes. German commander surrenders, asks to see inside Sherman. Stares at Morrison's mirror array. 8 cracked mirrors held by aircraft glue and wire. This defeated us? Morrison shrugs. You built better tanks. We built better coordination. The 8th of May 1945. War in Europe ends. Hauptmann Klaus Zimmermann, the commander who laughed at Morrison's mirrors, survived the war as prisoner. In memoir, writes, Americans beat us with mirrors, not technology, not tactics, mirrors. Farm boy from Iowa glued his mother's mirrors in tank and changed warfare. We laughed at those mirrors, called them stupid, childish. He continues, but those mirrors let Americans see what we couldn't, everything at once. We built perfect tanks for imperfect information war. They built imperfect tanks for perfect information war. 8 mirrors, maybe $10 worth. defeated billions of Reichsmarks of engineering. Final statistics: 12,000 Sherman tanks equipped with Morrison mirror system. Average crew reaction time reduced 68%. Tank versus tank survival rate improved 300%. Total cost: $96,000 worth of mirrors. German tanks destroyed by mirror-equipped Shermans, 3,847. Danny Morrison returned to Iowa farm, kept one mirror from his tank, hangs in barn, sometimes catches him staring at it. When asked about innovation, says, "Wasn't trying to change warfare, just wanted to see what was killing us. Turns out, seeing was all we needed." Patton's final report mentions, Private Morrison proved that innovation isn't about resources but perspective. His mirrors cost nothing, saved everything. Sometimes war is won not by who has best weapons, but who uses what they have best. The 3rd of August 1944, Hauptmann Zimmermann laughs at Sherman with make-up mirrors glued around turret. Farm boy, playing with reflections, stupid American gadget. 6 months later, Third Reich collapsed, defeated by many things: Russian winters, American production, British determination. But in tank battles across France, Belgium, Germany, defeated by 8 mirrors and farm boy who understood simple truth. In combat, information is ammunition, and mirrors made information instantaneous. They laughed when they saw Morrison's mirrors, make-up mirrors, vanity mirrors. Childish modification to government property. They stopped laughing when those mirrors guided shells that killed king tigers, when reflection became prediction, when seeing everything meant surviving everything. Thunder spoke from Sherman guns 3 times faster than before, but silent mirrors guided that thunder, made it precise, made it deadly, made it victorious. In the end, Wehrmacht learned terminal lesson. Perfect tank with imperfect vision loses to imperfect tank with perfect vision. Every time, the war was won by many heroes, but somewhere in that victory, credit belongs to Danny Morrison and his mother's broken vanity table. 8 mirrors, 3 times faster engagement, 1,000 times impact on history. Sometimes, greatest innovations aren't built in laboratories but borrowed from bombed beauty shops and glued in place by farm boys who refuse to die blind.